You know, for me, the school I went to was similar to Montessori and very influenced by Montessori. And I think a big part of it is the idea in Montessori of following your interests and pursuing what's interesting to you at that time, which of course an encyclopedia is perfect for this, because most people, when they're using Wikipedia, they end up they start for one topic, but then 2 hours later they end up reading about something completely different that they just think is interesting.
When did you meet Montessori education?
Well, when I was very young, my mother and grandmother had a private school that was very influenced by Montessori ideas. Of course, I was a little child, so I didn't really know anything about Montessori. I was just, for me, it was just school activities, you know. Later in life, I became very interested in reading about and learning about Montessori ideas. I read one of Maria Montessori's books, and it was quite interesting. And then my daughter went to Montessori preschool, which was very good. She, you know, learned to carry her own dishes and all the good things. And now she's a super genius, so I think it works. So.
We are too.
Ah, of course.
If you have the chance to change something about this method, what would you change?
Oh, that's an interesting question. I suppose what's interesting about the Montessori methods, if you know, in the very simple sort of the classic sense, is of course that they don't involve modern technology, which is fine in some ways, but I also wonder if people are thinking about how to bring some of the philosophical ideas of Montessori and incorporate that in the classroom with computers and technology. I think it's an interesting question. Probably someone knows more about that than I do.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think the important thing that we have to do is teach students how to use something like Wikipedia. I always say, if you tell students don't use Wikipedia, it's the same if you tell them don't listen to rock and roll music. It's silly, right? Of course they will listen to whatever music they like, and they will use Wikipedia. But of course, Wikipedia has problems, and it has some strengths and weaknesses. And I think, you know, learning that it's valuable to look in the discussion page and see what are people arguing about, and look at older versions and see what has changed. These things give you a deeper understanding of the topic, and also to understand that Wikipedia is a starting point, not an ending point. In many cases, you go to Wikipedia to get a broad background so that you can understand something that you're going to study in detail, you know, in an easier way. So those are the main things that I think that schools should be teaching students. Take advantage of that and really try to grow as a person and use all the tools at your disposal to become a creative person.